Hello and welcome to Leaders of Tomorrow, 18 Hour special initiative that celebrates the undying entrepreneurial spirit of micro, small and medium enterprises. Here's what we have lined up on the show today. We feature part 1 of our focus on family-owned businesses with Zorawar Kalra on our Insights segment, and on Bright Sparks tonight we're featuring Shroo Systems as well as Tech Innovations. So that's our show for you tonight. Let's get started right away with our Insight conversation. We often get questions from our viewers asking us how to ensure that family-run businesses succeed. Today, we are featuring a first of a series of interviews that we're doing with family-run businesses to understand and give you a better perspective on how to work the dynamics, how to make your business more investment-friendly, and whether it is a toss-up between family-run as well as professionally owned when it comes to your business. I caught up with Zorawar Kalra of Massive Restaurants. He's often called the Prince of Indian cuisine. I asked him on some of these questions. Take a listen. You're with us on this special conversation with Zorawar Kalra, talking about family-run businesses, talking about how the second generation now is taking traditional businesses forward. Zorawar, thank you so much for speaking with us here on ET Now. Give our viewers a sense of how easy or difficult it is to really be an entrepreneur in the F&B space in India.
You know, being an entrepreneur is a way of life. It's literally a decision that you have to make and then run with it. I equate being an entrepreneur to kind of jumping off a cliff and then building an aircraft literally on the way down. So it's a very, very interesting career choice. Personally, I would always want to be an entrepreneur. It's something that suits my personal psyche and everything else. The F&B space is actually extremely tough. It's actually the highest failure rate business on the planet. There is no business with a higher failure rate than food and beverage. You have a 97% failure rate over 2 years. And some of the biggest reasons are that people think that if they have enough capital to open a restaurant, that they'll be able to make it work. But it's a very competitive business. There are a lot of restaurants that are usually present in any location. And undercapitalization is one of the key reasons why they fail. So they have enough capital to open the restaurant, but then they need more capital to be able to sustain it. So it's a very, very tough business, but it's also very interesting. And if you're able to ride the wave and use proper systems, procedures, and actually do it with passion, then it can have amazing rewards.
All right. Let me ask you then what the one piece of advice you would have for our viewers as well as your peers in this space.
You know, I think being an entrepreneur, and especially in the restaurant business, is literally a way of life, and you really have to love it. So first you got to figure out, would you do something for free, and then figure out a way to make money from it. And I, in my case, always wanted to do restaurants. So whether it's restaurants or any other business that you want to pursue, it's very important that you're willing to do it with a lot of passion, and you're willing to do it no matter what the odds. And if you're able to kind of, convince yourself that this is something that I really love and I can see myself doing this for the rest of my life, then you will do very, very well and you'll reap the rewards of your efforts. So I think that's the key piece of advice. Figure out what you love and then follow that through.
Okay, this may sound like a bit of a generic question, but for the sake of our viewers, can you give us a sense of just how big the restaurant business is in India right now? What's the growth potential? And also, at what price point or what cuisine do you expect that there's going to be more interest, more awareness going forward?
So, I think the Indian restaurant industry is huge. By the way, just to put things in perspective, it's about 40 times larger than Bollywood. So food remains the primary source of entertainment for most Indians.
So let me try and get a number then on that potential. You're saying it has the potential to grow very big. What's the trend that you foresee in terms of where this market will head, and any advice for our viewers on that?
It's growing at almost a 25% compounded annual growth rate. So every 4 years it's doubling. So you're looking at a very exponential growth. In a decade, you'll probably grow 2 times. And that's very interesting to see. There's no other industry that I can think of that's growing at that pace. But I think the real beauty is that its capacity to employ people is the real catch here. It's the more restaurants that open, the more people get employment. That obviously helps the government collect income tax in the future, but also is just good for the citizens at large because it gives employment opportunities. So the advice that I guess I would give aspiring entrepreneurs or people that are watching is that if you love the restaurant business and are willing to give it all day, it's not a 9 to 5 job, then it's something that you should get into because you'll be in some way able to add to the revenue stream of the government, employ more people, and perhaps fulfill your passions.
Zorawar, one of the biggest reasons that I was keen on doing this interview with you is that you work with your father on this business. Massive Restaurants, I understand, is your brainchild. You've been really the driving force behind that. For our viewers, for the MSMEs who are family-run businesses, who work closely with their family in the business, give us first and foremost a sense of what it is like to work with family.
So, every family is very different. My family is extremely, extremely different. My father and I have a typical Punjabi household relationship where we don't really, we get along a lot, but also there are times where we don't agree with each other's points of view. So like all father-son relationships, it's difficult for him to say when I've done a good job, but I know internally he's very, very happy with what we've been able to do with Massive Restaurants. But I think that family dynamic is key. He has a very fundamental role in our company. He's the mentor, he's the food expert, he's the person that we rely on for our bank of and wealth of knowledge, and we utilize his ideas, which are immense, and he's literally an encyclopedia on Indian cuisine. And his repertoire research really helps us in creating cutting-edge concepts, in developing restaurants that people really want to eat at. So I think it's very important in a family-run business to have a same vision. The scion and the patriarch in a way have to see eye to eye. They have to also have distinguishing roles to play. They have to have hopefully no overlaps. I think at least in my personal opinion, that's the way it works best. And my personal experience, that's the way we've been able to kind of, get along.
So if you can draw from that experience then and, advise our viewers on how to make it tick if you're working with family, what are the one or two things that you must definitely focus on and what must you avoid? And how easy is it to, leave work, back at work, and when you head back to family, only have that personal relationship?
I think that's very important because you have to live with that person, right? If your family is involved with you in business, you're seeing them at work and then at home. So in my particular case and in my father's case, we're very clear. We never discuss shop when we're back home. We always try and enjoy each other's company. We meet not that often anymore because of the travel schedule that I have. But whenever we're there, we never discuss shop at home. We try and enjoy each other's company, learn from each other, get better ideas, bounce things off, but not necessarily relating to work. So I think it's very important to draw that line because otherwise you're just going to be constantly thinking about work. That will put a strain on your familial relationship.
I noticed that you've raised in excess of $13 million late last year. Give us a sense of what that's going to be used for.
So obviously, all of that capital is going to be used for opening up retail stores across the country. At this point in time, we are also pursuing an international strategy, but that is going to be led through franchising and through finding good local partners that can partner with us for these international ventures. We've opened a very successful Foresee cafe in Dubai, which is now considered one of the top restaurants in that city. So that's working out well. But predominantly, the entire capital raised is going to be used for opening new restaurants within India across various geographies, focusing primarily on the metros and across our 5 brands. So we have 5 brands which cater to different wallet sizes and different parts of the Indian diaspora, and our goal is to open restaurants in key locations across the cities and be able to grow our footprint. We're growing fairly quickly. I think we are at this time one of the fastest growing food and beverage service industry companies, and we're actually experiencing exponential growth. We tend to open about 10 to 12 restaurants a year, which is very quick for the fine dining and fine casual space. And we're going to accelerate that number significantly in the coming fiscal year. We're going to also raise further capital because, like I said, we've been able to develop these 5 brands fairly well, and they're well settled with good people running them. And now the future use of funds is going to be mainly to grow this footprint further. We invest a lot also in R&D, and our next round of funding is going to be very large. We're hoping it's going to be one of the largest rounds of funding raised by any food and beverage services industry company. And that's the plan for the future.
All right, you're speaking about the brands that you own. You brought attention and interest back to fine dining Indian cuisine with Foresee Cafe. I know you're talking about the expansion plans that you have, but specifically with Foresee, what's the road ahead there looking like?
So Foresee Cafe has taken us by surprise. Obviously, it's been a wonderful success and incredible success in every geography that it's gone to. We never expected this. The goal with Foresee Cafe was to make Indian food hip and cool again, make the youth interested in Indian food. And I think that's what that's been able to do, and that's the reason for the success. It's modern Indian food with molecular gastronomy, with a high energy bar space, a wonderful environment in which to, have a casual meal or just hang out with friends. So I think that's that level that this brand has been able to reach, where its target demographic is actually very large. You have families coming in with grandparents. You have the youth hanging out, having date nights. You have live music gigs. You have people entertaining their clients or stuff. So I think it's become a brand that has got a wide demographic. It has grown very fast. We're not even 2 years old, and we're already 5 stores old, and next month we're opening Pune, so we'll be 6 in under 2 years of opening, which for a fine casual space is fairly quick. That's 1 in every 4 months, and that's pretty rapid development. So it's a brand that is really going to be our key growth driver. We always expected that. We just didn't know that it's going to catch on so quickly, so well. So we're very excited about the future of Foresee Cafe. It's also going to go international. It's already there in Dubai. It's going to open more outposts. We're looking at least 2 more international outposts within the next 1 year.
All right, Zorawar, wish you all the very best for that aggressive expansion plan that you have. Thanks so much for speaking with us here on the Leaders of Tomorrow. Let's take a quick break. On the other side, we feature Shroo Systems as well as Bleetech Innovations. To stay tuned. Welcome back. You're with us here on Leaders of Tomorrow, and we are featuring our Bright Spark segment, Shroo Systems as well as Bleetech Innovations. Now, terms like cloud computing, big data, virtualization are no more jargon for Indian enterprises. What's challenging is to integrate these solutions to achieve the desired business goals. On Bright Sparks tonight, we have a 28-year-old company that collaborates with clients to build strategies and make them future ready. Palumi Mukhopadhyay has the story. Take a look.
India is one of the fastest growing nations when it comes to IT solutions. And with the rising number of tech needs of companies, IT consulting firms with innovative solutions are taking center stage. Aimed at providing cost-effective and quality IT products, Shroo Systems was founded in 1988 by ex-Indian Air Force pilot V.V. Shrotia. Shroo offers a bunch of services like enterprise computing, big data, network cloud, wireless, backup and recovery amongst many.
So give us an idea about the kind of services that you provide at Shroo.
If you look at the landscape, there are a lot of buckets in which we do our solutions in. There is workplace productivity, there is campus networking, there is data center solutions. There is the advent of cloud. When you talk cloud, we talk about private cloud, public cloud. We create hybrid cloud solutions. So if you look at customers in verticals like manufacturing, BFSI, education, government, we've got customers in all these verticals, and they rely heavily on partners like us to give them services, solutions, architecting those solutions.
So 100 smart cities by 2020. Do you think a company like yours can contribute to this dream in any way?
Absolutely. I think it's a great phenomenon. If you look at themes like smart city, if you look at like industry 4.0, these are themes in which I think the government is making significant progress. And we as partners, as companies, we are also latching on to these themes because they make a lot of business sense for us. There's huge amount of surveillance projects that are going on across states, and we call it city-state surveillance projects. We are working very closely on those kind of projects, implementing solutions which are networking or storage to store all the data, to store all the images. They require a lot of computing power. So we are in that business of creating solutions which will drive surveillance.
As an industry expert who has done business for about 28 years now, give us an idea about the compliance related challenges that you face when it comes to IT solution companies in India.
We look at compliance in many ways. We look at compliance obviously from a regulatory perspective. We look at from internal compliance, from an organization perspective, and then what is required to be done as customer places. And when I talk about internal compliance, I'm talking about culture. I think we believe that compliances at every stage and level will drive a better business growth and a stable company the way we are. If we have survived 28 years through the ups and downs, through the Y2K bust and through all the various phenomena, it's only because that we're very, very focused on customer delight. We are very compliant as an organization, and we give very, very great importance to customer needs.
With the kind of internet penetration in India and the kind of issues that we are facing with bandwidth, do you think companies can leverage from cloud systems?
It's a great question actually. If you look at cloud, we are very, very deeply invested in the cloud business, be it public or private. And we see customers across the world, and in fact in India, are going to be using cloud solutions. That's the only way forward. Yes, bandwidth is a big problem, and that's something that is recognized. But as you see companies like Reliance and Tata's and Idea all investing into the 4G technology, 5G is coming in 2020. You're going to see an advent of this huge bandwidth availability, which is going to come across to every city in India. Cloud solutions is here to stay, and I think as a company we feel excited about it because we are in the right position to help customers go either on the public, hybrid or private cloud.
So most IT companies have this concept of work from home. How does companies like Shroo help them bring workplace productivity?
Workplace productivity is a great phenomenon. It's a great theme. If you look at companies like us, Shroo Systems is looking at it in two ways. One is the device. A lot of people are going to work from home. They require good devices, powerful devices, variety of devices, because again that's their experience and that's their productivity tool. And I think as Shroo Systems we have this wide range of products now that we can offer to customers, that they can offer to their employees when they say BYOD or they say work from home. And the other part of it is kind of enabling the enterprises to extend secure connectivity to their work, to the people who are working from home, because that's very important. Because as you work from home, bandwidth, but more than that, I think it's secured connection into their enterprises.
To extend its offering to a larger client base, Shroo System has focused on using digital marketing tools to optimize business results.
Shroo is an SME, so for us cost is hugely important. So if you go to the traditional marketing techniques like maybe hoardings or cinema slides, they're pretty expensive and they don't reach out to many people. So digital marketing, like be it FB, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, POCC, they help us reach out to a lot of people with not as much as cost as the traditional marketing.
A professionally run firm with 100+ employees and a strong core team with 7 department heads to push the group's growth trajectory, Shroo System aims to provide a total consumer experience for the biggest names in the IT sector.
Living with hearing loss may be an invisible handicap, but Bleetech Innovations is determined to put the spotlight on the world's second most pervasive disability. Pooja Jain has a story for us.
Just shy of a year, Bleetech Innovations is already making major strides in the wearable tech space, with its eyes on a very specific subset of the market. With 2 female co-founders at the helm of a company that is attempting to revolutionize how the deaf live their lives, here is what co-founder Nupura Kiloskar had to share about the company's journey to date and its ambitious plans going forward.
So with Bleetech Innovations, you've managed to design wearables that convert sounds into vibrations, giving those hard of hearing a more normal life. How was this concept even born?
One of our dance teacher teaches in the Red Cross Society of Deaf in Pune. So we were at this performance by a group of deaf dancers, and their teacher was sitting in between audience and the performers, and she was giving them counts and visual clues with her hands. So we thought it's really disturbing for the audience, and then we started working on this. So initially we started converting music into vibrations, and that really helped us deaf dancers to perform on their own, become independent dancers. And then we started talking to a couple of more deaf individuals, and then we got the feedback that the same technology could be used in different applications.
Well, let's talk more about that, the applications of the technology. We really want to get a sense of the user case range here. Can you give me some examples?
We are converting any sort of sound into vibration. So user just have to record any particular sound sample with the smartphone, and that gets converted into particular vibration pattern. Applications of this technology could be anything in their daily routine, starting from the alarm clock, then doorbell or fire alarm or honking sound on the road, And one of the interesting application is if both the parents are deaf and their baby is hearing, then they don't know when the baby is crying. So there also the same technology could be useful. Like the mother has to record the sound of the baby crying, and then whenever she cries again, she'll get the vibration notification that your baby is crying.
And give us a sense of how this technology works, you know, in layman terms.
It's like any other watch, and it's connected to your smartphone with Bluetooth, and the wearable, it will have multiple vibrators and sound sensing mechanism inside. So it will catch the environmental sound, and whenever the sound sample matches with the pre-recorded one, it will notify the user about that particular sound and its direction also.
In 2016, Bleetech Innovations was invited to join the Sonder Connect Ignite program, which is geared towards empowering India's most promising startup female founders. Bleetech has seized the opportunity by mounting a dedicated effort in the area of user design. After conducting over 100 user interviews, 40 plus test demos, and over 10 product iterations, the company designed the Blee Band, which is smartphone compatible and offers real-time notifications for a library of pre-recorded sounds. The vibrations are customizable, and perhaps the product's most standout feature is that it can detect the direction of the sound source.
Well, with 360 million people deaf worldwide, you know, you certainly have ambitious plans ahead. That said, what's your market penetration strategy?
Good thing about our market is deaf community anywhere worldwide is very united. So if we manage to give a good product, then we don't have to do much in terms of marketing as such.
So talking about solving real problems, right now you're in the prototype phase. When does this become market ready?
So for the deaf dancers, the prototype is already done and is being used by a couple of deaf dancers in Pune. So for the next version of hardware with the listening capacity, the developing time will be around 6 to 8 months. But before that, we'll have a smartphone application doing the same thing.
And what's it like to shoulder this responsibility of helping alleviate the lives of the hard of hearing, and what sort of optimism has the product garnered in the market so far?
I think what happened with us is when we started testing our idea with the real users, we realized that it's really helping them. The technology has to be in the hands where it's needed the most. So that's the driving force passion for us. So I would suggest that everyone should, follow their passion basically.
With its innovative and meticulously designed solution, Bleetech Innovations is striving to solve a very specific problem, improving the lives of those hard of hearing worldwide so that they never miss an essential sound. The company's first product, the Blee Band, is currently in the prototype phase. The company intends to launch the product before the end of the year.
With that, it's a wrap on this edition of Leaders of Tomorrow. Do write in to us at leadersoftomorrow@timesgroup.com. You can reach us on social media using the hashtag LOT or call us on the number which is on your screen. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.